Hey, what's up, guys? Dr. Ben Atkins here, and coming at you from my luxurious hotel room here in Phoenix, Arizona, where I'm about to go on stage and speak, hence the tie and all that jazz. Over the last couple days, I've had a lot of questions come in about our Fearless social event that's going to be happening November 13th through 15th in Memphis, Tennessee. So one of the key questions that I keep getting is, okay, Ben, we know that this event is about getting traffic and converting that traffic and then optimizing your business. Tell us more about the business optimization parts. Well, what that really is it's all about once you figure out the traffic and conversions, which we'll be talking about at the early part of the event, how do you get better at the automation and, working on the go, things like that. So I wanted to give away a little bit of cool stuff. At least I think it's cool. Hopefully that'll help you out. A lot of folks are always asking me, Ben, you travel a lot. How do you maintain quality in what you do and travel? What do you take with you when you travel and you go to an event? So I just happen to be at an event right now getting ready to speak, and I'm pretty much working full-time this week. Well, I call it full-time. It's more like what I normally do. What do I actually have with me in my bag every time I hop on a plane so that I can be productive, as productive in a hotel room as I am at my house or at my office? And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to walk you through my bag and show you what I take to events, so that'll help you. And like I said, small part of business optimization, but I love to be able to work from anywhere on the planet. So I wanted to show you kind of how we do that. All right, let's jump in. I'm going to show you kind of what's in my bag and explain it all to you. And yeah, hopefully you dig it. All right, so let's actually dig into what this is. Got a bunch of stuff laying out here, but let's actually go through it one by one. Now, this is going to be a super ghetto video, so just stick with me. But you'll get a good sense of what I take with me and how I kind of survive. This is my tech bag. Now, obviously, I have a clothing bag and shower utilities and things like that. But I want to show you kind of what I take tech-wise so that I can actually work. So let's go through this one by one. So first things first is I always carry this with me. This is like the dumbest thing in the world, but I have Mexican money and a couple bucks here and there. You get on a plane, and it's amazing how often you forget cash or you forget little things. So I travel mostly between Mexico and the United States. So I keep just a little extra cash there. Not much. I mean, like, that's not my primary cash, but that's what I take with me. I also take a flask. Now, this is something that when you get stuck on a long plane ride, I'm not a huge drinker, believe it or not. I mean, I have a company that's based on whiskey, but I'm not a huge drinker. But when I'm stuck on a plane, sometimes when the plane gets a little bumpy, this comes in very, very handy to have a flask on you. This is actually one of the Whiskey Baller products that we have, and I always carry that with me. So let's get into some of the more fun tech stuff, and then we'll kind of come back this way. So this is my favorite tool, or like one of my favorite tools. It's the Zoom H4n. It is, when you hear most of my screen recordings, this is actually the Zoom that's plugged into the computer. You can use it as a computer mic. This is the secret right here. Those mics come with just an amazing sound. But the cool thing is you don't even have to use a computer with this. You actually have a nice place where you can actually insert a couple things here, and there's the slot right there. You can actually insert an SD card and record straight from there. But like I said, the USB is one of the great things that comes, because when I'm actually doing my screen recordings, this is how you hear my voice so clear. A lot of people have a big mic, a Snowball, something like that they carry with them. This, to me, is more portable, so that's what I use. And that's pretty much the cable that comes with it to insert it in your computer. Super simple, but it keeps my voice very consistent when I'm traveling. And every time I've ever tried another mic, I've not been happy with it compared to this. So I'm actually about to order a new one, so I've got 2 or 3 to go around. So that's that. Now, a couple other things. I use a Mac primarily, which I'll show you in just a second. I'll show you which Mac I use. But I always want to make sure, because not every hotel I go to has wireless internet, believe it or not. So I have the attachment here that can go right into my computer, and it's got the nice Thunderbolt cable that goes in there. And then we have a nice long cord, for Cat 5. And that's just good to have. I don't use it real often, but when I do need it, it comes in very, very handy. The next thing is this. I have a lot of, events where we actually do consulting, and sometimes people want to pay me on the spot. So I have a Square card reader. This goes right in my phone, and if you don't know about this, you can take payments pretty much on the fly. I, have been in an event and done, $5,000 to $10,000 in sales that I didn't even expect to do. It was handy to be able to do this pretty much on the fly. Old school stuff. I always carry a notebook. I've talked about my notebook and how I use my notebook in other videos, other posts. But this notebook really keeps me in line. And, it's a great thing to have to just jot down things. I don't want to have to pull a laptop out every time I want to take notes and things like that. So that's one of my other key things that I have in the bag. After that, couple key things here. I have my Beats headphones. Now, I don't really care, what kind. If you don't like Beats, that's fine. I love the sound that come out of my Beats. But the key with these is they're noise canceling. So when I'm on a plane and my in-ear headphones don't cut it, these are really, really a big deal. Next, I have one of my favorite watches here, and I'll put the brand in there. But the thing about this watch is it's just a lucky watch. I actually bought it on a cruise, believe it or not. And this watch is something that I'll throw on when I'm traveling every so often, especially if my phone goes dead. I'm really, really good at making my phone die. So it's nice to have a watch and to be able to reset it to the current time of whatever location I'm in. Even if the phone dies, I at least can tell what time it is. It seems silly, but it's important. Next thing, Altoids. When you're on a plane and you sit next to that person that does not have the freshest breath, or you're at an event and you just have your backpack with you, always good to have that. So if you want to talk to people, you don't feel self-conscious about it. I always carry my ID, but even when I'm not traveling outside of the U.S., I always have my passport on me because it's basically another photo ID, which is kind of a big, big deal. Past that, I always have at least 2 of these on me, which is just my iPhone charger. I'm really good at losing those, so we make sure that we actually have that. The next thing is these, and these are like actually pretty cool. Let me actually pull these out. These are some of my favorite headphones. They're from Playtronics. Let me actually pull this out. And these are Bluetooth headphones. So they're wireless, and you just kind of hang them over yourself. And let's see if I can actually get them out of the package, right? So pretty much this is how it does. Now I've actually got it hooked up into a charger right now, but these are wireless. You don't have any wires going down to your phone. They connect with your Bluetooth part of your phone, whatever it may be, and you're basically able to listen to music that way. Always carry an extra pair of glasses with me, just in case. That's always a big deal. This last thing here, last couple things, that's an extra outlet that plugs into a USB. But let me show you this. I present a lot, and you would not believe how many events you show up to that their presenting thing is broken. So I actually have this very cool Logitech presenting remote as my backup. Anybody that ever gets me up on stage and maybe their thing goes dead or their backup goes dead. I've had a backup go dead before. I always carry one of these around with me. Plus, it's always amazing to see what kind of comes up that you might have to do an in-room presentation. It's always nice to be prepared and a little bit fancy there. So we've got that. The last thing is I'm an iPhone user, but I always carry an extra phone, and I carry a Galaxy with me. So this is the Samsung Galaxy. It's not any of the upgraded stuff because I never use this phone, but if I ever lose my phone, and I have lost my phone on trips before, I've got this backup, and it's got its own SIM card. That's kind of a renewable. That's not on a monthly plan, but it's a renewable. The last thing is, I'll show you this. This is important. This is how you're hearing me right now. If you were to actually look at me, and let me actually flip the camera over here in a few minutes, you could actually look at me and you could see that I have my mic on. So I will turn around the camera here in a bit and show you the mic that I've got on. And this basically connects to the headphone jack of my phone, and it's just a nice way to get better audio than your phone could actually give you. So that's it. I've got all this stuff pretty much here. Everything I actually have fits into this Samsonite bag. I've had a lot of backpacks before, but the Samsonite has probably been the most durable and the best and the most comfortable that I've had. So I'll put details there for all that. But that's when I travel to events. This is pretty much what I carry, plus my laptop. And my laptop is pretty simple. It's a MacBook Pro. And, I carry that. And when I'm not carrying a Pro, like on this trip, I didn't want to carry my Pro with me. So I actually did a Mac Air. And it's a 13-inch MacBook Air. And that's always pretty nice and pretty easy for me to go through. So that's what I travel with. And I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you kind of see how I kind of stay on my game and prepared. Extremely light. There's not anything in here that weighs much. And it's easy to pack in the bag, easy to pull in, pull out, anything you need really quickly on a plane, which can get cramped at times, and really easy to use in your hotel. So Dr. Ben here, and I hope you enjoyed kind of the walkthrough there. Hey, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you kind of got a sense of how I work and how I optimize my traveling stuff so that I can still do business and I don't get behind. Super, super simple, nothing overly crazy, but that's how I stay lean when I'm on the road. and I make sure that I'm not carrying a bunch on my bag. You know, when I check my bag at the hotel that's got my clothes in it, I'm always carrying my laptop bag so I can work. You know, you can always buy new clothes. You can always go out and buy new clothes, but buying a whole new office, a portable office, gets a little bit more expensive. So it's something that I like to have, and that's one of the ways that we optimize it. So one of the key things here is I'm excited about our Memphis events, November 13th through the 15th in Memphis, Tennessee, Fearless Social Live. We're going to be talking about more business optimization, more of your how to optimize your business to scale it. But today I thought this was a really easy way to show you how I travel and how I actually get through stuff. So traffic conversions optimization. It's going to be a very powerful event. We've got Don Wilson that's going to be there, which I'm excited about to hear from Don. He's got a lot of interesting things to say about what's been going on in his world lately. And then we also have the amazing Tanner Larson, who's going to be talking about some very cool stuff that he's been doing with e-commerce and how he's really converting in a very interesting way. So you're going to love it. Besides Don, Tanner, and myself up on stage, there's going to be a ton of rock stars there out in the audience and in the private masterminds. If you go to fearlesslive.com, you can see we have a lot of after-hours things planned and stuff that's outside of the event to make sure you're getting a lot of cool mastermind time with everybody and you're learning stuff. So I'm excited for you to be there. Ticket sales are going to be ending very soon, so make sure you get your tickets. We will be closing it way before the actual event starts, so make sure you jump on that. I believe mid-October is when we actually close down tickets, so jump on that. I'm Dr. Ben Atkins. I hope you enjoyed this today, and I hope that this helps you build your portable bag for when you're moving around and traveling more, and you want to still be productive.